All right. Guys, today is a very, very, very momentous podcast for two reasons. One, obviously, we got a stellar guest. And second, this is the first podcast since Marie Aculus's episode that we are finally back home in my apartment! It's so good to be home, and I can freely use this mic all I want without possibly thinking it'll bother my sister and my brother-in-law. Crap, oh crap, I forgot to turn off the ad breaks, so I need to turn those off. If I only did one stream today, I'd be all set and ready to go, but I've been frantically getting stuff together even during all this, so I was like, ooh.
That's alright.
Oh, you turned off! Yeah, you stupid Mike. But alright. But as I love to say and announce, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the fellow PokeNERDS of the world, welcome to the PokeNERDS Incorporated podcast, a Pokemon exclusive podcast just for us PokeNERDS to sit down, relax, and get to know other fellow Pokemon content creators in the Pokemon community. I am your host, your man Spence of the Poké Network. Oh wait, why did I turn this off for? I was going to use it again. Ah, God, I'm all over the place today. But anyway, guys, like I always say, we have a stellar guest in the hot seat, but this isn't just any stellar guest we have in the hot seat. We have a shiny hunter on screen here who has some absolutely outrageous reactions, insane reactions, and on top of that, loves a little bit of music here and there. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to PokeNERDS Inc. MEGVNgames! Woo!
Excited to be here. Thank you for having me on the podcast.
No problem, Meg. And as usual, thank you so much for taking interest in being part of my little show, and also taking the time out of your day to sit down with me and let me pick your brain on what makes you the PokeNerd that you are.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm excited.
I hope you guys are excited too. So with the formalities out of the way, why don't we just get down to the nitty gritty? So first thing I like the guest and myself to do is give ourselves a chance to give us a little basic intro about ourselves. You know, introduce yourselves again, explain the types of content you produce, and also give it a little bit of a retrospective of your Twitch journey, like what got you into it, when did you start, and how things have come to the point where they are now. So Meg, you got the floor, so let us know all about MEGVNgames.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. First of all, yeah, I'm Megan Games, MEGVNgames, whatever you want to call me. A lot of people, I just couldn't spell my name correctly, so that's what we went with. But I've been streaming on Twitch now for about a year and a half, I would say. We're approaching 2 years in February 2026, so very excited about that. But nice. I started my Twitch journey honestly because I wanted to just meet other people that liked the same thing as me, and I didn't know anybody in my day-to-day life that liked Pokemon. So
exactly, I was the same way.
Yes, so I started streaming and I wanted to connect with people, and you know, I've been able to do that on my journey. I've had great opportunities. Just in the past few months, I've had a YouTube channel, but I haven't really started posting until this past July, right after my birthday. And that's been really amazing. I've been doing a short series on there for shiny hunting, all the way leading up to Legends ZA, which I'm also super excited for. So, yeah, it's been a little bit of everything. It's been awesome. I'm really excited to see where content creation goes. I've already met so many amazing people from it, and I'm really grateful that I'm here today with you because look, we're here together because of this too. So that's awesome.
Indeed, we are.
Yes.
I always say this, that Twitch, not just Twitch, but Pokemon's all about bringing people together. So the fact of the matter is that, we were total ghosts to each other, but now all of a sudden, over the last about year or so, you and I have come to know each other. And now here we are sitting here in the hot seat, and now you're on my podcast. So I'm, yay!
Yeah, exactly. I know, dude. It's really sick. This community's been super awesome, so I'm grateful to be a part of it.
You and me both. I wouldn't be where I am without the Pokemon community. I always say that.
Agreed. Very much so.
But hey, for those of y'all on Meg's side who aren't familiar with me, let me introduce myself. My name is Spence. This is the Poké Network. I am a variety Pokemon streamer because I stream pretty much anything Pokemon related, from shiny hunting all the way to fan games, but I specialize in shiny hunting and Nuzlocks. So my journey started all the way pretty much since I was a teenager, watching my favorite Pokemon YouTubers, do these randomizer runs, speculation videos, top 10 videos, just watching them do this type of thing. And I'm like, man, I wish I could do something like this. So in 2019, I was like, man, I really wish I could get into all this because I really want to do it. So I actually emailed MEGVN TV. Not knowing if I would get a response from him or not, just asking for advice on how to get started as like a creator on whether it was Twitch or YouTube or whatnot. And to my surprise, he actually responded. So about a year after that is when I actually formally started streaming, because let's just say that that was the year we shall not mention, and also the government gave us a little bit of money. So I pretty much dumped all of that into my startup setup, which. Oh God! If you could take a look at my startup setup, oh God, you'd be like, what? How the hell were you streaming on that? But yeah, the problem with my problem was that I came into all this as a complete ghost, and I didn't know anybody, and I wasn't really good at integrating on social media. So it took a while for my journey to really get off start to blast off. It wasn't until my friend John, aka Power Punch Plays, rated me for the first time, is when I got kind of got more of an insight as to how Twitch works. So in January of Demon, you little. Sorry, my cat is being an annoying little menace today, and I'm not sure why.
That's okay. My cat's always like that.
But anyway, in January of 2021, I finally got affiliate after about 6 months of out here trying to do what the hell I was trying to do. And ever since then, it's just been a roller coaster of events. I've competed in world record attempts. I've done numerous randomizer Nuzlocke challenges. Finally got to do Soul Links. Currently competing in showdown events. It's just been a crazy roller coaster. I've met so many amazing people. I've met people on this platform, met people IRL because of this platform, and I am just really, really thankful for how my journey has progressed and where it's going right now. So that's pretty much the sum basis of me.
Yeah. Very cool.
Okay. So give us a little bit of insight on this. MEGVNgames. Where did that handle come from? Obviously Meg comes from your name, but VN Games, give me a little bit of insight.
So, okay, there's actually it's not really that funny, but it's kind of funny because I took months to really decide who I wanted to be. Because I knew if I started Twitch, I was gonna be known by that name. So I went back and forth. I had all these names written down, actually handwritten down, pairing through, I like that, no, I don't, and trying to test to see what was actually available on Twitch. But ultimately, I knew that I still wanted to be known as Meg, no matter what. My actual name is obviously Megan. So the actual reason why there's a V in my name is because if you take the V, right, and you turn it upside down, it kind of looks like an A. So that's why I used the V, because MEGVNgames wasn't available. I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely very basic, but I feel like it works for me. And I always get the MEGVN, Meg, and people are always like, which one is it? I'm like, you can just call me Meg. And it makes it easier. But I toyed with it for like at least like a solid 3 months trying to figure out what I wanted my name to be. And then I resulted in the most basic thing ever.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, my name has progressed over the years because people, like for the first 2.5 years of my span, mispronounced my name because it was different, but then I rebranded to my current name. But, I mean, Poké Network is pretty basic because, you know, it's Poké from Pokemon, and network as in, you know, like a network of, like, Pokemon or people or whatnot. But network is, like, derives from my college days where I was, like, going for business administration, and I had a lot of, like, a lot of group projects in my courses, and I'm like, man, this is really hard to network with these people. Hey, Poké Network, that works. So yeah, I've always had Poké Network on the brain, but the reason why my name got mispronounced so much over the years was because I was initially known as the Yes Poké Network. But
Okay.
here's the problem with that is that professionally, I put a hyphen on the socials so the S and the P in my name are separated. But on Twitch, I don't like using underscores, and Twitch doesn't allow you to use hyphens. So the S and the P in my name were right next to each other. So you can imagine how many people mispronounced my name. I was called everything from S-Poke all the way down to Spoken.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. That makes sense. I
Yeah.
don't know. I like the Poké Network though. I think it fits.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I've actually talked about this on YouTube and whatnot earlier this year, but this is actually my final stint as the Poké Network.
Oh, are you
So yeah,
rebranding again?
yeah,
Oh,
I've come to realize that I feel like representing the name the Poké Network is trying to like represent something that I'm not, and I'm just on top of that, I feel like I'm trying to more associate myself with the name of a brand than I am more of my individual identity. So I've already gotten everything lined up, and once October hits, the Poké Network will cease to exist, and I'll be a whole new different person. I won't say who I am yet, but you guys will find out soon.
okay. We'll have to just wait and see.
Yep, exactly. Good things ought to come when it comes to me.
Cool.
All right, but now with those formalities out of the way, why don't we actually get into the juicy bits, and let's find out what makes you the PokeNerd that you are, Megan. So,
Okay.
first and foremost, your favorite Pokemon. What is it?
Oh, dude, I have like multiple. So my real answer is Dragonite. Okay, and there is a reason for it. Did you guys remember from back in the day? Okay, if you're like in the mid 20s, early 30s range, you will remember a show called Dragon Tales. And if you don't, you can look it up. But I used to love this show so much when I was a kid. Inevitably, right when I started playing Pokemon, I had to pick the Dragon Pokemon. So it kind of like it really was that simple. Like I was such like a simple child that that is what I liked. So Dragonite's the top answer, but my other loves are actually right here with me. Polytoad. He be throwing it back on my stream. We'll keep it PG for the podcast, but he has his
Actually,
own moments.
you can be as vulgar as you want here. You don't have to be PG.
Okay, just making sure. And my other is Nidoqueen. Have you ever seen the Nidoqueen meme?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's one of my favorites. So, I usually on my streams now, she's become a staple. And she's usually in the bottom corner or just somewhere shaking away. Because honestly, I just like things that are silly. So those are like my top three. What's your favorite Pokemon?
Well, people's love for Pokemon goes far beyond what people can imagine. People can buy all the plushies for them, or they can, buy posters, or they can do other things. Mine runs skin deep. And by skin deep, I mean ink.
Oh, dude, you have tattoos?
Obstagoon.
Oh, that's sick.
But yeah,
oh my god.
I'm loaded. I'm loaded with ink, Megan. I got so many. I got plenty of tattoos.
Oh, cool. I did not know that actually.
Yeah, most of the time it's hidden by a hoodie or whatnot. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So Obstagoon. But yeah. Also, but before I go in deep to Obstagoon, I wish with all my heart to fly with dragons in a land apart.
Dude, yeah. Exactly.
I love that show when I was a kid too. But anyway,
Yes.
so before Obstagoon became my favorite, Darkrai was my favorite for the longest time. But literally, once Obstagoon was introduced, it jumped into my top 10 instantly based on looks alone and its typing. I mean, because I'll talk more about it later. But dark types are awesome. So the fact that this thing looks like an absolutely menacing dark type, plus on top of that, I'm like a huge rock and roll fan. So the fact that it looks like it's like themed after Gene Simmons just makes it even more cool. But it became my favorite because when I finally got to use it in Sword and Shield, this thing is a monster. It's an absolute monster. You put it up with the gut set and facade, it just wrecks through everything if it outspeeds.
It's a sick mon. I really like it. Plus, the shiny is so cool.
Yeah, it is
cotton
really
candy colors.
Cotton candy. I've honestly never associated with cotton candy, but I have called this thing the red, white, and blue demon.
Oh, you think it's red? I always thought it was pink.
Oh yeah, it's deep. Yeah, it's a red.
Guys, am I colorblind?
Everyone
said no.
No, you're not. No, you're not colorblind. There's a reason why they call Linoon Colgate.
Oh, like the toothpaste.
Yeah, like the toothpaste. Demon, get out of my nerd cabinet. But yeah. But then once I started Twitch streaming, I feel like the thing is, I feel like everyone, like every Twitch streamer can be identified by their favorite Pokemon, because like when you think of the bigger creators like Game Boy Luke, you think of Rotom. When you think of MJ TV, you think of Sceptile. When you think of PM7, you think of like pretty much any frog Pokemon. So no one was using Obstagoon as a mascot, so I was like, hey, I'm jumping the gun. Lo and behold, now people know me as the Obstagoon guy.
Yeah. Maybe I should start putting Dragonite next to me. Although this is the Dragonite I usually beat up right here. Because on my channel I have something called John Cena time. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but it's where I beat up something.
Oh, I know.
John Cena.
Beat up John Cena. Trust me.
Oh my god.
I have something called Yeet the Nightmare, where I literally take this Darkrai plushie and just.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I actually got something about a Dragonite I'll talk to you about later. But in the meantime, so what is your favorite shiny Pokemon?
Ampharos, hands down. That's actually so Ampharos is another one of my favorite Pokemon, but on my Twitch banner, shout out to my friend It's Alien Does Art. He did a great job. He actually made it for me for free. Love you, my friend. His name is Max. He made my banner, and it's really fucking sick because it has shiny Ampharos and then a shaman like on my head. Yeah, and I love it. It's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I assumed Ampharos was your favorite shiny because I saw the banner myself, but we got a Hydrate command.
Yeah. Oh, dude. We got Orange Julius. You ever had this before?
I've heard of it, never had it. Is it like some sort of like? I know it's some sort of orange drink, but what exactly is it?
Well, so they actually do. It's kind of like a variation of a smoothie, essentially.
Gotcha.
It's not like you can get an orange flavor, but I got strawberry or banana. It actually has like seltzer in it, so it makes it like kind of bubbly.
Ooh,
as well as the
sounds
smoothie consistency. It's really good, actually.
That sounds amazing. That sounds really good. I'll have to get that try sometime if I find a place.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah. But yeah, my favorite shiny, Greninja.
Oh, yeah, good choice.
Because not only is Greninja my second favorite Pokemon of all time, it's also my favorite starter. But I like shinies that make sense logically, because Greninja is obviously themed after a ninja. So the fact that its shiny variation actually looks like a ninja, because ninjas are associated with all black entires with red sashes. So the fact that its tongue sash becomes red just makes it peak, in my opinion. But with the recent news that came out, I'm actually a little bit curious now, because Mega Greninja has black incorporated into it already. So I'm like, okay, now what's the shiny gonna look like? I'm gonna pray to the heavens that they don't mess this up, because they have a god tier shiny, so the Mega better be god tier as well. I'm like, guys, if you Game Freak, do not mess this up, because you mess up Pokemon that should have good shinies. So if you mess up Mega Greninja, we gonna have some problems.
I know, they announced so much in this past week, like my brain has not been able to wrap around it, honestly.
Yep.
Yeah,
we'll
really
talk.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk more all about that later on. But yeah. But as you can tell, I love the color black, so black shinies are always favorable to me. If Greninja shiny wasn't black, I would say shiny Rayquaza is my favorite shiny, because I'm a Gen 3 baby and it's my favorite legendary, so.
Yeah. Another sick one. I like it.
All right. So, out of the 18 Pokemon types, which one would you say is your favorite?
I guess Tang. I
Dang.
struggle with this question. I struggle a little bit, only because like there's some of them that like I think about the Pokemon themselves, and I'm like, I guess if I had to pick, I would pick dragon types. I love dragons just in general. I was born in the year of the dragon. Shout out. Which I'm really happy about. Like I've always loved dragons, so obviously I like Dragonite, but there's also so many other good dragon types. But I've been told if I were to be a Pokemon type, that'd be a normal type, because my chat is a bunch of haters and they are trying to call me a basic ass bitch. So,
Excusez-moi.
honestly though, listen, I claim it because there's mad good normal types. All right, Miltussi is out there. We got Zigzagoon. I like Zigzagoon. I think it's great, and I can name a ton of great normal types. So I'll claim it. But
Obsidian's a normal type.
Favorite. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Y'all be hating, but the normal types are on the rise. Just wait. And Gen 10 is right around the corner. But I would say Dragon types is my personal favorite.
I feel you. Yeah. I mentioned it earlier, but dark types are pretty much my bread and butter. Because I mean, obviously I look like someone that looks like, I'm a fan of dark types, and I take homage to that. But pretty much, I've had a pretty dark past, and I've had some really nasty shit happen to me. So the fact that I felt like at home with dark type Pokemon, because they always are given a bad rep. And yes, I know they're the evil type in Japan, but dark types are not evil. Dark types are not evil. They're not evil. But yeah,
hating on the dark and poison types. There's so many good ones. They always make them the villain in the game stuff. But you know what? I think that there's a lot of great ones too. And it's good that you have a little relatability with it.
Well, to be fair, poison types weren't really viable until Generation 6. So the fact that we got some actually decent poison types over the years just means a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, the OG poison types were kind of mid. Sorry if you love Gen 1, but that's my opinion, guys. So sorry.
Hey, you don't have to apologize. I mean, we all have our opinions and we all have our hot takes, which we'll talk about later. But
Cool.
But yeah, also pretty much I've used the dark type on my team pretty much since Generation 5. I've used Crocodile, Greninja, Incineroar, King Gambit, Grimmsnarl, Obstagoon, Bombardier. I've used Dark. I've had at least one Dark. I try to keep at least one Dark type on my team, pretty much no matter what playthrough I do. Which so, and also now that Legends ZA is around the corner, I'm very like, I want to use a Dark type on my team, but I'm unsure which one because I know Greninja's in the game, but I don't know when it's in the game. And I know Malamar's got the Mega now, so it's like, I'm so, like, what Dark type do I use? I'm so conflicted on what to use as a Dark type, because in all honesty, if I choose Greninja as my Dark type, I have to go with Meganium for my starter, because I got some playability with it in my Soul Link recently, and I gained new favor of it. And I'm not the biggest fan of Embor, so it's like I'm very conflicted on what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Listen, in my world, Chikorita fans, rise up. This is our moment. She's having a comeback, baby, and this is the time for her to shine. The Tepig fans, if you like Tepig, I think that you're crazy for that, but it's all right. Some people just have bad taste, and it's okay to be that way. It's like, genuinely, Chikorita is the way to go. I know, listen. People like Tepig, but once that thing evolves, dude, if I could like insert a sound effect, it'd be the fart with reverb sound right now, because that's what it looks like. Pignite is so god awful. That I have very strong opinions about this topic, but Totodile and Chikorita, I think either one is a fair option. But I get what you mean. If you're gonna pick Greninja, maybe an opposite would be good for sure for that.
Yeah, because I like to keep my teams as type diverse as possible, so I don't like to double up on a type. Because, like, when I first played through Scarlet, I made the mistake because I wanted to use Armor Rouge, but I chose Skeledirge, so I had 2 fire types on my team, so I try to keep my teams as type diverse as possible.
Yeah, that's valid. I think, especially in this next game, at this point, everyone has probably seen, I know we're going to talk about later, so I won't touch on it too much, but just with the enhanced, like, emphasis on battling right now, I think it makes sense to have diversity for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so out of all the Pokemon games you have ever played, which one is your favorite? And we're talking strictly the main series. If you have a spin-off game that you really like, list that as well.
So I would say main game Pokemon Platinum, hands down, always been my favorite. I was a Gen 4 kid, tried and true. I think I just always played it. Like I think I've played Platinum so much on repeat. Like I don't know if like I could even like, I feel like I could recite half the things that happen in it, but I've always loved it. Gen 4 is my baby. Love me. Actually, one of the best starters. Love all the great things about Gen 4. But close seconds, Heart Gold, Soul Silver for me, for sure.
We got a question. Is Malamar friend? Yes, Malamar's friend.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. What's your favorite game?
Black 2 and White 2.
Good answer. That's a good answer. Black 2, White 2 is great.
Like, I'm a Gen 3 baby, don't get me wrong. I love Gen 3, but here's what Gen 5 did. Gen 5 introduced the greatest main series storylines of any game. Hands down. Nothing has topped it thus far, in my opinion. And in my opinion, Hugh is the greatest rival in the history of all Pokemon, because he's your rival, yes. He looks badass. Also, he's not like any other rival, because he's not in this for fame and glory. He's in this so that way he tests you constantly to see if you're strong enough to help him seek out and claim his revenge against Team Platinum. He's a revenge-driven character, and I love it. Plus,
it does have a very good story, for sure.
Plus a good Supra. Supra. What the hell am I even trying to say? A surplus of my favorite Pokemon come from Gen 4. Mainstay and Hydreigon. Fun fact: I used to hate Hydreigon so much because of Getsis. I hated Hydreigon for so long because of him, but I finally got to use it and I'm like, hey, this thing's actually really good.
Yeah, it's a really good mod.
It's a shame it's a fairy type's bitch. Shame, shame, shame. But spin-off game XD Gale of Darkness, S tier goated.
Dude, you know, I've actually never played that game. I really do want to though, because it's supposed to come out on, what is it, on like Switch Online, correct?
Yeah, for the GameCube expansion. I don't have that expansion right now, but I played it through other means than GameCube, and I just loved the game. I just loved the game so much. The double team battle mechanics, it just really set the game apart. The graphics were a good ahead of their time. They did a lot of Pokemon animations dirty, so I laughed my ass off at some point.
Yeah. I would say if I were to pick a spin-off game, it would probably be Pokemon Ranger.
Which one?
I'm a big fan. The original one? I think it's the first one I played. I don't think I played the second.
Oh man, you missed the best one.
Maybe it was. What were the two names of them? Come on.
Pokemon Ranger. There was Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Almia, and then Guardian Signs.
Okay, I played. I'll know by the cover.
You'll know by the cover.
Yeah, I feel like I can tell just by the. Okay, I think I played. Which one? Shadows of Almia?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that one. That's the one I played. That was peak. And honestly, I think on the Switch too, with like the whole mouse controller thing, there's gotta be a way.
Yes,
there's gotta be a way to bring it back, bro.
Yes, yes. I have been saying it since we got the realism that these Joy-Cons are mice. So there's, we can freaking take our mice, get them on the desk, circle, 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 circle. They need to release a Ranger game for a new Ranger game for Switch 2. I'm dying for a new Ranger game.
Game Freak, Pokemon, hear us, please.
Give us a new Ranger game.
Dude, I'll rep that. I will rep Pokemon Ranger until the end. That game was fire. So good. I know a lot of people liked Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, but honestly, I never really got into it. I loved the Pokemon Ranger games. I would play that and also Pokemon Pinball. I know it's not that crazy, but I used to love that game.
Yeah, I played a couple of versions of it when I was at NAIC earlier this year, and it was really fun.
Nice.
Oh god, that's so much fun. But all right, why don't we move on from love to hate?
Okay.
Let me find out what you don't like about Pokemon, starting with your least favorite Pokemon.
Dang. You might feel some type of way because it's from Gen 5. I'm sorry to break it to you, but if I could control alt delete, I actually just said this. Literally, somebody can quote me like 2 nights ago. If I could control alt delete one Pokemon from existence, it would be Patrat. Patrat is creepy. He is not cool. He is not useful. He is the Bidoof dupe of failure. I do not like him at all. He's got creepy, beady eyes, and he needs to be gone. I know he's back in ZA with Watchog, but I'm telling y'all right now, I don't care what alpha doo-doo caca they put in the game. I'm not doing it. I'm done. I do not have... I'm not giving that Pokemon the attention. And that's my true feelings.
If it makes you feel any better, which it will, I don't like Watchog at all. So I can feel you on eliminating that species of Pokemon, period.
Yes. Yeah, there's just something about... They're so weird. Like, they're creepy. I don't know. Some people are into the creepy shit, but I don't like the beady eyes. It freaks me out. It's up to some shit, and I don't like it. So that's the one Pokemon I would genuinely get rid of. I don't think I have many others. that I like truly dislike as much as I hate Patrat.
I can feel you there. But hey, you'll actually might be surprised because my least favorite Pokemon is actually a dark type.
Really?
Yeah, you would think I would love all dark types, but this dark type, nope. There is no love in my heart for it, and if this is a Pokemon that I could punt to the sun a million times over on repeat for eternity, I would. A Alolan Persian.
That one's really bad.
It is.
Yeah, that one's so bad. They really thought they cooked, guys. They really did. But unfortunately, they did not. They kind of reclaimed themselves with Berserker a little. Berserker's not horrible, but it's also not great.
I could care less. I could care less for Berserker, but not as much as Alolan Persian though. Like, here's my biggest beef with Alolan Persian. It's not the design factor of it. It's the usability of it. You see, before Piers and Marnie were officially revealed as the first dark type gym leaders in all of Pokemon, the closest thing we ever got to a gym leader for the dark type was Nanu, the Kahuna of Ulu Island. So it's like, okay, so this is the first dark type non-elite 4 member trainer. What is his ace? What is he going to use for an ace? I understand that there is a shortage of dark types, native dark types, to Alola. He can't use an Incineroar. He could have used an Alolan Muck. But he just had to use that god-awful piece of shit, punt to the sun, watermelon stuck in the head, crappy cat. To me, it is the biggest mockery to anyone who loves the dark type. And I also hate the fact that its ability is Fur Coat, which is actually a pretty decent ability. So a shit Mon gets a decent ability. You're like, ah! Yeah, I despise it so much, and people know I despise it. Earlier today, one of my chat members gifted a sub to a Alolan Persian.
Oh man, guys, diabolical out here.
Yeah, diabolical. And my hatred runs for it so much, I want people to reach an incentive. So I haven't really spoken about this much, but I'm planning on doing a donathon to help me, basically, help me out with funds for my travel expenses to Pokemon Worlds next year, because as soon as the sign-up list is up, I'm signing up for a 3-day pass, and I'm going to Worlds. I'm praying to Arceus I'm going to Worlds. For that, I'm going to be doing this big donathon, and if I get to my top goal, which will probably be, I don't know, whatever increment I'm going to place there. I'm going to place there at the top of the leaderboard. If we get to this certain goal, if we get to it, I will do an Alolan Persian only run in Pokemon Moon. So people know how much I hate it. So if people want to see me suffer completely for an entire game, there you go. There's your opportunity.
Yeah.
Mods,
That's
can we get
good.
a shout? Yeah, freaking, I don't have any mods. I'm modless, so no mods. Okay. So, shiny Pokemon. I know the most common answer are the Pokemon whose shinies don't change much at all. But is there a shiny Pokemon in particular that just really grinds your gears?
I think I know this is actually like kind of crazy because I was just repping her before, but I would say Chikorita and Leafeon. I'm sorry, they do grass types dirty. I mean, we could have cooked a little bit more, Like, why not have like some fall colors? Like, they're literally they're based upon a leaf. Like, like there's so many different color leaves: yellow, browns, reds. We're in the season of autumn. Like we could have thought a little bit more. Leafeon's definitely disappointing, I would say, just because even though I know people don't like subtle shinies, I actually don't mind it. I just think it's one of those things like both Leafeon and Chikorita for me don't do it like in a way where I'm like satisfied. Like Chikorita does change. It's just like she looks like somebody like stepped on her. Like it's not cute. I don't know. Like they just did not do a good job. But I don't know. I would say it's usually mons like that. It's not that it's necessarily subtle. It's more just like, oh, like you're based upon something that has multiple colors. So why not just pick a cooler color? Like it's right there, the layup, you know, but they choose not to. So
Exactly. But speaking of grass type shinies, we have a question from Ben. Thoughts on Wo-Chen shiny?
I think see they did it there. It's like maybe they did get the memo finally because shiny Woken actually has like red leaves in it. Like it's like a fall pile of leaves. That's satisfying to me. Because at first, I don't know, Wo-Chan's a little, you know, he's just a grass snail, man. He's just trying to have a good time. He's just kind of there, you know. But I do like it shiny. I was impressed by it. What did you think?
Pretty much the same. Actually, like when I first saw Wo-Chen, I was trying to figure out what exactly it was supposed to be. But then somebody told me it was a snail, and I'm like, huh, okay, I see it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, this is weird. But the shiny is actually pretty good. I mean, yes, like the green leaves changing to red, it just makes sense, and it just,
Yeah.
again, I like shinies that make sense.
Yes. Agreed. Exactly. So, Pokemon, if you make another leaf Pokemon, please, we're begging you.
Yes.
Make it leaf colors this time, not just green. There's other colors than green. I promise you.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna give you a hint to what my least favorite shiny is because this is the only subtle difference.
Okay, I'm ready. Oh, what? I have no idea. That dude, I can barely do the Wordle. Yo,
Okay.
I can barely guess how to spell like a 5-letter word, let alone a non-verbal hint.
Okay. So the difference is I wear these all the time for streaming. When people see me without them, it's a shiny version of me.
Okay.
Armarouge, Charcadet, and Cerulege. All their changes is the stupid eye color. What the hell?
On all of them? Or I
Yeah.
thought it was just Charcadet.
No, Charcadet, Armarouge, Cerulege. All that changes is the eye color. There's no other difference.
Dang. I actually didn't know that. I knew that for Charcadet. I did a shiny hunt of it recently. It's not very obvious. I'll
You
tell
never.
you that right
Yes,
now.
you never evolved one.
No, dude, I never evolved one.
Huh. Interesting.
I know. I
But yeah.
just didn't need it for my playthrough.
Ah.
I mean, I like traded with somebody, I think, and registered it in my decks, but I didn't like do it myself.
Gotcha. But yeah, like most people know that Armors and Cerulege were two of the most anticipated, hyped Pokemon in Gen 9 before the games were launched.
Yeah.
It was so hyped. But then
Yeah,
they
it
just
was.
completely dropped the ball with the shinies. It's like, oh my god, these are two of the coolest Pokemon introduced in Gen, yet they have the most bullshit shinies I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Like here's what I've been saying since day one. All they had to do was make Charcadet a burnt out charcoal gray color, and then swap the color schemes of Armarouge and Cerulege, and they would have been some of the most goated shinies. But nope, we get the bullshit.
That would have been sick. I know. They really didn't. I don't know. They didn't cook on some of them, but there is some good ones from Gen 9. It really you got to sift through, but a lot of them are very subtle differences, which I know people aren't big fans of. So I understand.
But yeah, like the subtle differences There are some that are bad, there are some that are absolutely terrible, and then there are some that are complete garbage. That's the one that's complete garbage.
I know. I wish I had used it a little bit more in my playthrough, but honestly, I know that they're good mons. I think, which one do you like more, Ceruledge or Armourouge?
It's hard for me to choose because I used both, but seeing as though that Ceruledge has healing capabilities with Bitterblade, I would say Ceruledge.
Yeah.
What about you? Which one do you like more?
I think I would say Ceruledge as well. I think it's just cooler. I also just like the colors more on it, to be honest. So
I mean, there's a thing where I like swords, and then there's a thing where I like cannons, and I like swords more.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think I'm more of a sword girl.
I literally have swords in my bedroom, so if that gives you any indication.
Sweet.
All right. So, what about your least favorite type? What's like the one type, the Pokemon that just like, ugh, why is this type a thing? Get it out of my sight.
Bug types, I hate bugs. It's actually as basic as that. I'm not even trying to be like Misty coded, because I actually really dislike Misty as one of the female characters Ash went along with. Sorry, girl, but listen, bug types, bugs are nasty. Sorry if you love bugs, but bugs are gross. There is some cool ones, don't get me wrong. I have to say, like, I actually really like Dewpider. That's pretty cool to me. But some, like, I don't know, man, like the Weedle line, and like they're just not screaming to me. You know, I could do without bug types, and I think I would be fine. They do have their purpose, and I acknowledge that, and there is some very useful ones, but I'm just saying they're not my personal favorite, and most of them could be gone and I wouldn't notice. So
well, if it makes you feel any better, I never took the bug type seriously until Generation 7, because that's when Vikavolt got introduced, and I love Vikavolt.
Yeah, see, that's an example of a good one, I would say. I think in the later gens, they've been doing a better job with bug type Pokemon and actually making them useful. Because the thing is I think having a solo bug type, not necessarily the best thing. But if you have a bug and something else, then that's when it really does kind of come into play as a real, help to your team kind of thing.
I can definitely agree on that. But sorry for all y'all. Sorry for all the. I can't speak English. Sorry to all those out there that love the pink Pokemon out there, but I hate fairy types.
I get it. I mean, it's hard because there's also really good fairy types. I'm a huge fan. Wait, let me fact check myself. I'm pretty sure it's a fairy type. Before I say something and I'm like way off. I'm pretty sure, isn't Dedenne a fairy type?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. It was electric fairy. Okay, I was right. Yeah. I cooked. I knew it for sure.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are fairy types that I do like, but the fairy type in general, I just hate it because, first off, it nerfed dark types it nerfed dark types when dark types didn't even need a nerf.
Yeah.
Dark types were fine. They didn't need to be nerfed. What the crap?
I think the fairy type, to rebuttal though, I do think the fairy type kind of saved some Pokemon. To be fair, because think about it, like the Jigglypuff line, what were they doing? Or Clefairy? I don't know, like the normal type transition to the fairy, I think honestly full, like in some instances, specifically those ones, but I see what you mean about like maybe nerfing some other things. It definitely is a little OP. Get a moon blast off and like you're cooking. You're one shot away. But
yeah, but also let me rebut, there are Pokemon that got no business being fairy type Pokemon. May say Gramble.
Yeah, dude, that one I do think is a little funky. I don't really understand why they made that one. I think they really they said let's go through and see what Pokemon are pink.
Well, do you actually want to know why they're fairy types?
Why?
because this was pointing out to me by a fellow podcast guest. The only reason they're fairy types is because they are literally classified as the fairy Pokemon. If you don't believe me, look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. Yes, I was like, what? Are you serious? I looked it up, and it's legit. If you don't believe me, go look it up in Cerebi.
What, like both Snubbull?
Both Snubbull and Gramble, they're both classified as the fairy Pokemon. In their classification, it's fairy Pokemon.
That's so weird.
I know, and it's been around since Gen 2, and I never noticed.
That's so, like, random. Like, I don't understand. Oh my god. I hate Snubbull's shiny is so funny. It looks like a clown.
Yeah, and then
That's
Gramble
so
evolves into Gramble, then it looks like a dog just went to a tanning bed.
Yeah, pretty much. They want Jersey Shore on him. Oh my goodness. That's so crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either until freaking Tiny Tina pointed it out to me.
Oh wow. Crazy. Well, the more you know, right? So
Yeah, the more you know. Yeah, but yeah. But also, I just hate the fact of how much love the type got in the generation it was introduced. Because in Gen 2, when Steel and Dark were introduced, they really didn't get much love. Yes, they did get new type. Old Pokemon got new types. New Steel types got introduced. They got a gym. They got an Elite Four member. But Fairy, on the other hand, a plethora of old and new Pokemon, a legendary, a gym, and the ace of the champion is a Fairy type. What the Sam Flippin' Hill? Where did all this love for Fairy type? Where was all this love for Fairy type when Dark and Steel were introduced in Gen 2? Where was all that love?
they're trying to get it off, man. They're trying to promo it as much as they could, and they did a good job. I think, honestly, popularity wise, Fairy type is probably one of the top ones for a lot of people.
Competitively, Fairy type is one of the practically the best type, and Steel and Fairy is the best typing in the game.
Yeah.
Much as I hate to admit it.
Tinkaton. Shout out Tinkaton, my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon.
And Zacian. I got a love-hate relationship with Tinkaton.
Really? I think it's so good.
Well, I used the Tinkaton on my first playthrough of Scarlet, but then I realized that it kills Corviknight, which is my favorite flying type, so I got a love-hate relationship with it.
Dude, it is a good mon. That carried my Violet playthrough for sure.
I think the Pokemon that, let's see, out of all the Pokemon, my first Gen 9 team that carried me was probably freaking probably King Gambit. It just carried.
Yeah, that is also a great mon.
All right. So, what would you say your least favorite Pokemon game is? And this actually includes both main series and spin-off. So, if there's one game from either main series or spin-off that is your least favorite, it could be either or.
Well, I will say there actually is a couple Pokemon games I haven't played yet. So, I'm going to leave them out. And just for context, because there are some haters of certain games. I haven't played OG Black and White. I played Black and White too, but I haven't played Black and White. I haven't played Sun and Moon at all, or Ultra Sun and Moon, which is crazy.
And you never played Gen 7 at all?
No, dude, not at all. I'm actually currently right now playing through X and Y for the first time at a couple-year gap. Like where I didn't play those games just because of where I was in my life and stuff. I wasn't playing. But
gotcha.
I would say honestly, the haters, I know that you guys are some people will be mad at me saying this, but I just like really don't like the OG games. I don't think that they're that good. Red and Blue. Yeah. Honestly, like I could do without them. Respectfully, I mean, I guess like some people love like the nostalgia factor, and I get that. Like, but for me, I think like when I play, especially, I don't know, maybe it's because my age too, but I think for me, when I go back and I'm like, oh, I want to play through again, I would rather play Fire Red Leaf Green, which in my opinion is far superior.
I mean, I agree. I mean, now for people that played the OG games, they were so bugged and ridiculous, and the mechanics were so bad. It just like it's just ugh. So I can understand. Like I would say, people who play Red and Blue only play it for nostalgia reasons, not for its playability.
Yeah, and I get that. Like it's okay to like want to go back and like reminisce and like think about something and whatever. Maybe you want to play through a specific challenge or whatever. But I just think overall, of course, it was their first, first games that are coming out and things like that. So naturally, whatever. What year did that game drop? 1990 something?
1998, I think.
Okay, right. So I feel like for the time it made sense, but I feel like for me that's just one I always leave off the docket. If I'm gonna start, I'm gonna go play my Fire Red Leaf Green. I'll play Gen 2, Gen 3. I would rather play that stuff. And that's kind of where I stand.
Yeah, I feel ya. So my opinions may sway come the release of ZA, but I actually really hate X and Y.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, not just because of the fairy type, but and don't get me wrong, I love Greninja. I love Pokemon that were introduced into Gen, but I just think the games overall are just really bad.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that though.
Yeah, like I get that it was the first 3D game and they were trying to focus more on the 3D factor than the actual game itself, but the games in my opinion were just way too easy. Way too easy. Mega Evolutions broke the meta. Mega Evolutions were barely used by trainers and Elite Four, gym leaders, etc. The champions only seen literally 5 times in the entire game if you don't go and rebattle her. Let's see. What else? What else? I just feel like I felt like there was too many Pokemon in that game. I felt there was too many. It had the most extensive decks of any main series game, but on top of that, there was barely any brand new Pokemon introduced. So, like, if you were only building a team of brand new Pokemon, your list was very small. And that's what I usually do when I play a brand new game for the first time, is I make a team with only new Pokemon.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you mean. I mean, I'm playing through X and Y right now. I'm only gym, so I can't speak too much to it. But I have to say that as far as Kalos goes, when they dropped those new Pokemon, they were some of the best. In my opinion, Dedenne, best Pika clone. They have like Hone Edge, that whole line is great. Like there's a lot of bangers in there as far as Pokemon design. And honestly, some that I just think are overall great. But I'm excited to play through the rest of the game. I've heard kind of similar things. A lot of people said the actual game was very rushed and that it's like super easy playability to go through.
Yes.
So it is kind of cool that we're getting this spin-off remake sort of thing with ZA to make it, hopefully, this seems like it's very story based what we're about to get in October. So hopefully that means all good things for what's to come.
Yeah, I definitely feel you there. But yeah, I also, the games themselves, there was so much to the land that we were unable to even explore, like the power plant area in the desert. There were so many areas we could have explored, but we didn't get access to them. It was stupid.
Yeah, I'll have to see too. Actually, I'll figure out. At some point, I gotta continue with my of X and Y on stream, but I'm also doing some other various shiny hunts that I'm working on. Plus, we're both doing Showdown, so all the different things going on right now.
Yeah,
but
there's so much.
Continue.
Yeah, there's so much going on, especially with my limited stream schedule. So it's like I gotta figure out what the hell I'm gonna do. So especially because I mean, not Pokemon related, but I'm actually a huge fan of Hades, the roguelike dungeon crawler game. and Hades 2 is finally being released on Switch on the 25th, so I need to start integrating Hades 2 content into my stream schedule outside of just Pokemon. So, because I love the Hades games, so I can't wait to start playing them for the first time. I haven't played them on Steam because I wanted to get just how I jumped into Hades long after it was first introduced. I wanted to play Hades 2 when the games were fully developed, you know?
Yeah.
But okay, so dive back into the deepest memories of your mind, and what is the very first memory you can remember that was about Pokemon? Your very first experience with Pokemon.
Well, I don't know if this was maybe my first experience because my memory is so bad, but I do. So the games that I played the most, like I mentioned before, was definitely Platinum, but I also did play a lot of Fire Red, Leaf Green, and actually, I'm revisiting right now my original Leaf Green save file. It's from when I was a kid. I never deleted it. So I'm actually shiny hunting on it right now for Showdown. Sick.
Nice.
And I'm actually I'm happy about it. But I do remember one thing I used to do was I would bring my Game Boy Advance. I had I don't know if you remember, there was a specific Game Boy Advance. It was green on the bottom and then orange on top, like Nickelodeon.
Yep, I remember that.
That's the one that I had. So I would bring it. I used to drive like far drives to my grandma's house. She lives like 3 hours away. And every time I would bring my Game Boy and I would play through Fire Red, Green, and it's so funny because I have so many hours in that game and I have no idea what I was doing. Like, honestly, today I'm like, I finished the story. I wonder if I was just like running around or like whatever. I have no clue. But I clocked in like 100 whatever plus hours as a child on one save file, and I restarted it kid too. So I was playing that game religiously, but I would always play it on the way to my grandma's, and I would show her all my Pokemon, and she'd be like, "I don't even know what this is." So those were my earliest memories. It was just something like I always used in my free time. Both me and my sister, we would always play together. We had opposite games. I would get Leaf Green, she would get Fire Red, that kind of thing. So
yeah, I feel you there. My first memories are anime related. Back then I thought it was just the cartoon because I didn't know what anime was. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was about five, and I watched a VHS tape that had the 3 episodes: Pokemon Shipwreck, The Isle of Giant Pokemon, Tentacool and Tentacruel on it, and I was so mesmerized by the entire series, and it just started a snowball that accumulated to me becoming the big nerd that I am. Especially the Isle of Giant Pokemon, that episode was funny as fuck. Especially the scenes when they're on the roller coaster like thing and they're like, "We can't stop, the brake's broken." And then they do that loop-de-loop and Jessie's just like screaming her ass off saying, "Stop the ride, stop the ride, I want to get off." It was just a good time. But yeah, after that I started looking at Pokemon cards, and I played the Pokemon games finally, and it just just snowballed from there. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I used to watch the show a lot when I was younger as well. It was always on I don't know if any of you watched on WB Kids. I used to watch WB Kids in the morning on Saturdays. On right
Me
after
too.
it'd be Sonic X. Yo, Sonic X was a banger. I loved Sonic X. And
Me
then
too.
like usually like Yu-Gi-Oh or like something else like right after. So they had plenty for us on Saturday mornings, but I would also watch it. Johto was like really, I mean, I would always see like the original, series, but Johto was when I started watching because that was like prime when I was a kid. So
my whole life has led to this. Time to test my skills.
Dude. All the theme songs from back in the day were bangers. Every single one. all the way up until like Gen 5. Everything before Gen 5 was so good. It didn't matter.
We don't talk about the Gen 5 anime here. We don't talk about it.
It's so bad. It actually like made me so yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at your chat too. Yes, the one where it goes, so you wanna be a master Pokemon? Yeah, you have the skills
to be number one. I wanna take the ultimate step, find the courage to be born. I risk it all and not forget the lessons that I hold. I wanna go where no one's been, far beyond the crowd, yeah. Way to take command. Use the power that's in my hand. Okay, enough before I get copyrighted.
That's funny.
Okay. So next up, we have what I call the emote elaboration. So I want you to post some of your Pokemon themed emotes in the chat and let me know the story behind them as to why they're a thing.
Okay, I'll post.
Because everyone's got unique Pokemon emotes, so I want to know what the story is as to why they're a thing.
Okay, let me find my emotes so I can find and make sure I have all the right ones. So one of my favorites is this one. I would say it's also probably my most popular across channels. It's called Lottie Dance. It's a Latias dancing back and forth. It's just super cute, honestly. So a lot of my emotes are either made by a streamer / Pokemon creator. She does variety now, but her name is Video Game Shay. She
I know.
Usually streams. Yeah, she usually streams during the day. She has a lot of packs and stuff that you can purchase, and I watch her stream, so she's a wonderful, wonderful person. Very great art style. So this is one that she made. It's Mew, like with a heart. Just like a little show love to each other kind of thing. Which I love. Super cute. And then a lot of my other emotes, either like, as of recently, I've been making a couple. If I can find them, I have like a Chikorita that I made, Flup, and like all these different things. But usually they just are there to like show different emotions. Like I love this one. When I enter somebody's chat, it's like a Bulbasaur getting his head like pet. I think that's cute. But all mine come from artists. Like I bought them either through Etsy and like supported somebody, or I found them through Twitter and like talked to them and bought them. Whatever means that I can to support people. But I just try to have a variety of like silly ones and like, maybe a little, a little. I have a Sir Fetched one that I think is funny because his eyebrows wiggle. So, like,
I've seen this one before.
yes. All the silly things. But yeah, I always try to support as many artists as I can. Sorry, I have to sneeze. Okay, maybe I don't have to sneeze.
False alarm.
Sorry. I thought I did, but maybe I was talking too much. But yeah, that's really it. I try to support as many artists as I can. And I love when they are able to share stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. A good chunk of my emotes I've had made by Sunny, Shay, Chris Killens. Some of my most popular ones are, say probably this one, my Zorua Giggle.
That one's cute.
The emo derives directly from the Master of Illusion Zoroark movie, and there's a scene where Zorua is just giggling, so I had her make a shiny version of that. So that one's from Sunny. Shay made my Banhammer emote. Shay has a way of making menacing Pokemon look cute, and and this wound up being cute. Even though Hydreigon's more of a menacing creature. So
yes, yeah.
So let's see.
Cute.
Yeah, let's see. I have some that were designed by a Fiverr designer, and it's mainly this one. My very first on-screen shiny was a Regidrago, so my Shiny Luck emo pays homage to it.
Cool.
Let's see. I have for my LGBTQIA members of the community, I have this. I call it Pride Tomb. So it's this one. This is one that Chris made. This one had all the. What is that? Clock. Oh god, that's funny. Let's see. I'm a huge fan of Annihilate, so I have this one. I like to simply call Poké. It's just Annihilate punching the floor in front of it. So I just find it really adorable. But also one of my most requested emotes is also this one. My baby Zigzagoon biting onto a heart. So
That's cute. Yeah, I like that.
yeah, I call Galarian Zigzagoon Baby Demon, Linoon Demon Junior, and then Obstagoon Demon, which is a double negative because my cat's called Demon and Obstagoon's called Demon. So I'm like, who am I calling Demon here? My cat or the Obstagoon?
Yeah. That's so cute.
Let's see. One of my favorite emotes is actually this one. It's a lantern themed emote because it's not in my top 10 yet. But I fell in love with Lantern when I did an electric only Nuzlocke in Shield, and it was my ace. It was like literally my ace until it died.
Really?
Yeah, so
That's
it
crazy.
pays homage to my little sushi. So yeah, there's some of my favorite ones.
Yeah, they're all sick, man. I like them a lot.
Yeah, same with yours. All right, so we were kind of talking about it a little bit earlier about like, because you know, we all have opinions that we believe are justified but aren't by the masses. So give me some more of your Pokemon hot takes.
Dang. I feel like I normally have a lot of them. I think that people are too critical on Pokemon. That's the real truth. Honestly. Like just overall, I think people are way too harsh about it. Every time like some new thing drops, people always find something to hate. But I feel like it's so easy to focus on the negatives, but we really should hone in on the positives. That's like my actual overarching opinion.
I
A lot of my channel, just like for context too, really quick, is Scarlet and Violet. Like I do play a lot of Scarlet and Violet still, and there's a lot of haters of that game. like collectively, and I can understand why there's a lot of lag, especially like if you still play it on Switch 1 and not Switch 2. You know, they've revised some things, but you know, it's
we had to pay $500 to actually play the game properly.
yes, and I understand that. Like, and I understand like that feeling about it, you know, but I guess what I'm saying is like I think anytime Pokemon drops something, it's just more like people find the negatives. Like even like the new megas, people were already hating on every single one of them. I'm like, I think that they're cool. They each have their own story. They're doing their cool promos for it. Like there is a way to find a positive in something. So that's my overarching like opinion, is that I think that we should find the positives in more than the negatives.
Yep, I feel you there. So this is actually a hot take I haven't shared yet because I don't know how people will react to this, but I do like Sylveon, but in terms of all the evolutions, it's not in the top. Like I know a lot of people love to say that like the top. Let's see, what's the top? Let's see, we got Umbreon, we got Jolteon, we got Espeon, we got Glaceon, we got Leafeon, Vaporeon, Sylveon, Flareon. In my opinion, that's how that goes.
I guess I kind of agree.
Like not
loosely.
like not because Sylveon is a fairy type. I just think overall as an evolution, it's not as high. It's overrated. Like to me, it's an overrated evolution. Not because it's fairy type, not because of its design. I just think in terms of its viability, I just think it's overrated.
I'm not gonna lie, I do like it. When I watch, so even though I didn't play X and Y, I did watch the series for X and Y. I was very fond of Serena getting her like Eevee Sylveon thing. I thought it was really cute. And
Me
the
too.
fact that it evolves with friendship, like there's certain aspects. I think when I think of Pokemon, I try to think of it as the, and not just like as it is. Like, so that gives a little bit more story, a little bit more oomph to a Sylveon, you know, because it's like, oh, beautiful. Like it like in this cool way kind of thing. Even though it seems basic, and some of you probably be like, I hate evolving friendship. So, which is understandable, especially if y'all play Pokemon, so you know what I mean. But you know, I would say I get it, but personally, no matter what, Espeon and Umbreon are always going to be the best two evolutions, unless we get a Dragon one.
A dragon evolution would definitely set the bar, but I think we'd have to wait till Gen 10.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah. But it's right around the corner. I think it's coming 2026, man.
I think, yeah, like me personally, I think sometime near the beginning of 2026 we're gonna get the introduction for Gen 10, and then at Worlds 2026, which is actually gonna be the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, we're gonna get some sort of demo for Gen 10. And if there is gonna be one and I'm gonna be there, I'm signing up. I'm playing that bitch.
Yeah, dude, I agree. And I'll tell you right now, I didn't get to do the ZA demo at past year. But I think that they're really revolutionizing the experience as a whole. So we'll be able to see a lot more with what's to come with Pokemon as well.
I could definitely agree on that. Okay, so now let's get to my favorite portion of the interview, the shared experiences. This is where those clips that I asked for earlier come into play. Okay, so let me, this will look funky here. This will look funky here for a moment, so let me get this underway. Now, I haven't actually watched your clips. I just loaded them up, so I don't know the context of most of them, so it's just gonna, like, I don't know what the hell's going on here, to be brutally honest. No, let me change the screen.
Do you want me to explain what's going on, or
let me
play it?
We'll watch it and then you explain.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Wake me up inside, can't wake up. Wake me up, save me.
Okay, so obviously you were singing you were singing Bring Me to Life by Evanescence, but why the dance?
Well, so I was trying, this is during Safari Week, so I was trying to summon the shinies and manifest them into existence. And the only way that we do that on my channel is so great. If you look on the screen too, you'll see there's a wins and a fail side. At this point, I hadn't found any shiny Pokemon, but the win of the night was that we discovered that we loved Alvin the Chipmunk. So we put that under the win. All the silly things, but yeah, I was trying to manifest shinies, so that's why I was grittying away. Trying this is just who I am, so
nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. I liked it.
Yeah.
Speaking of manifesting, I lost a shiny race because someone manifested a shiny on the one egg that could have possibly won them the match.
Oh man, what shiny race was it?
It was a shiny race between me and my fellow team yellmate. It's Chloe. We were shiny hunting for a Scraggy, and I got mine in 18 eggs. So she was manifesting like crazy for the entire time she was live. She hatched a shiny Scraggy on egg number 17 and beat me.
Wow! Oh my god, that's 17 is crazy.
I'm known as yes, it is awesome, but I'm known as Masuda. I'm known as a Masuda juggernaut, and I lost a Masuda race. Damn. Okay, this one I definitely need some context to because you mentioned this name earlier, so you need.
Just so you know, you should half volume this because it's very loud.
I'll take your word for it then. Okay, so headphone users beware.
Crocodiles no. Miltussi! Wow. You know, watching these clips back.
Please give.
This is who I am, guys. Like, this is how I'm representing myself in public.
Holy fuck, that knocked the wind out of my sails. What? Why do you call Miltank Miltussi? I need context.
You know, there's just some things that fly out of my mouth and I just don't think before I speak. I don't know. I just called it Miltussi. She's utterly delicious, you know? You know what I mean, right? Somebody somebody out there knows what I mean. But yeah, no, I was really excited. I love Shiny Miltank. This was also the same night we were having a conversation about how I would have normal types because I'm a basic ass bitch. Well, I got my shiny normal type, so I'll take the win. Yes, we manifested it. That's it. Like, it's that easy. So yes, that is what happened in this clip.
Good. I don't like. There are moments in my life I'm never going to be able to unsee, and I think this is going to be one that I'm going to come back and laugh at so much that I'm going to just finally put a smile on my face when half the time I don't smile at all.
Listen, that is the MEGVNgames experience, guys.
I'll take your word for it. This one just simply titled "Oh Brother," so I'll just play and then you give me context.
Oh, it's on, motherfucker! Pipsqueak! I've never been called Pipsqueak in my freaking life except for in freaking kindergarten! And you wanna know what? You wanna know what happened in kindergarten? When they called me a freaking Pipsqueak? They got slapped! Oh, Team Flare's on, brother. Oh!
Okay, you got very personal there with a very nonchalant Team Flare grunt.
Yeah, I did. You know, so how do I explain this? So obviously, like I said before, I'm working for X and Y, playing through it. So you know, Team Flare is new-ish for me. I've known of them, didn't know like what they were, but I think it's funny. I was making fun of their monochrome red outfits and all that stuff. So when he called me Pipsqueak, you know, this side just came out of me. And I just had the feeling to just, you know, let it rip, and that's it, man. So I don't know. I always got some sort of response to the silliest of things, but in this moment, I took the Pipsqueak and I ran with it. So.
And again, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so here are mine. Here's the first one. I'll give you a little bit of context to what it is. So I did a really randomized challenge in Alpha Sapphire. It was called the Bloodlock. I found a full odd shiny in that run, and it came back for real.
Oh.
You'll see. I could go for a drink. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the? This is destiny. This is destiny. I found a full-on shiny Messino in the Bloodlock, and it's now back here in Galar. What the hell? Beast on, baby. So yeah, that's why this clip is called Destiny Strawberry, because that was the name I gave it in the Bloodlock, and that's just a random shiny Messino pops up on my screen while I'm looking for a shiny Galarian Linoon, and frickin' just you could like there's this stuff on Twitch that you can't make up, and now I can't make up this.
Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome that you're able to get a Minchino's such a good shiny too.
Yeah. Okay, so this one's more like I told you how I played XD before and I fell in love with it, and this was one of the reasons why. So you'll just. Oh no! Oh no! He's actually here. I gotta stop laughing. I gotta stop laughing. I gotta stop laughing. Little boy who served up the bitter memory of the Poké spot. Why is he so tall? There's a trap on the chat if you want to find it. Exclamation point Poké catch. I don't know if you can notice it, but there's literally veins popping up my forehead because I'm trying not to laugh.
Dude, yo, he's got sick moves. Wait, oh my god, a Lombre? That makes sense, I guess, because like he's dancing away.
Well, let's put it. So let's put it this way. So I knew about Coliseum, but I forgot Mirror B was like the main antagonist of the game. So when he came back in this game, I forgot he was a thing, and I just couldn't stop laughing at his expression, his moves, his look. I couldn't contain my laughter.
That's so funny, dude. I've seen like clips of him before. I obviously, like I said, I never played Gale of Darkness, but I've seen specifically that character. Everyone him.
Oh god. Okay, so I actually had a different clip seeded for this, but seeing as that this literally happened 5 hours ago. This literally happened 5 hours ago. So Full Out Showdown, my first shiny for the event. First reset of the day, are you kidding me?
Whoa.
Holy shit! First reset of the day! Shiny Trico! Holy shit! Holy shit! No fucking way! No way! No shot, dudes! No shot! No freaking way! No sh- Let's put it this way. When I had that hood on, I was dead. Like I told you this morning, I told you before we started that I was like, I had my insomnia kicked in. I couldn't get any sleep last night. So I was like dead, like half asleep right here. And I was wide awake the second that little mint green gecko popped up on screen number 8.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. So you got it in your first reset of the day?
Yeah, literally the first reset, the first reset of the day.
Nice. No one was even carrying Team GBA.
GBA. Yes. Because of this, I'm tempted to do a DTQ based on with a team centered around Sceptile, but that's to be determined.
That's awesome, though. Congratulations on your shiny, man. That's great.
Thank you. Okay, so aside from these moments that we've shared today, what are some like key moments in your history key moments involving Pokemon that you'd like to share for the show?
I think honestly, a lot of like my biggest and most like monumental things have been coming this summer. And into I guess like now, honestly. To be honest, like this past summer I was able to participate in PM7's World's Record event, which was really awesome. I got invited to, really grateful for. So shout out to his team for reaching out to me. It was great. I controlled like shinies I had ever done in my whole time, which was great. Also, just like being able to go to Pokemon Worlds this past August, I was able to meet so many great people. But I'm looking forward to what's to come. Honestly, I've been working really hard on my YouTube side of things, which I'm super passionate about. I edit all my own videos and I love doing although I do have a friend that is helping my next long form video. Actually, shout out to freaking not Ben, who's in the chat right now. Appreciate he's helping me on a long form video. So really, it's just more to come. I'm really excited. I feel happy with where I'm at as far as content creation, but I also just can't be more grateful for what Pokemon has given me so far.
You and me both. I mean, hell, I went to NAIC. I couldn't go to Worlds this year, so I went to NAIC instead. And I met so many amazing people there. I met Quick Panic, Nora in the future, and even some of my new friends that I'm actually going to go visit next month.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I know. I feel like I had a similar like experience like at this Worlds. I was able to meet a lot of people that I've seen before online or I've watched before. I'm also really excited because for Showdown, I'm sure you've seen that it's through Shiny Dex. I'm actually going to be meeting Ben, aka Shiny Dex, next month, and we're gonna hang out and do stuff
really?
like that. Like yes, yeah, he's coming to America. So
yeah, I knew he was coming to America. I didn't know you were gonna see him though.
Yeah, I'm super excited, and it's stuff like that. Like I would have never been able to do or know any of these people without Pokemon on its own. So I've been really grateful. I'm excited for it to come. I plan to also go to Worlds next year, so hopefully we'll be able to see each other there too.
Yes, yeah. Hopefully this time I don't fail to sign up for Worlds. So the day that the sign up sheet for a 3-day pass is up, hopefully I sign up, I get accepted, I get the pass, I'm going.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but hey, I wanted to bring up something about Dragonite that I talked about earlier. So I don't know if you weren't around. Seeing you've only been a creator for 2 years, I don't think you were around for this event. Nerd Out and Nomi hosted a shiny hunting event called the 151 Shiny Challenge, where basically me and about a couple hundred other creators got together, and we were trying to find the original 151 it was pretty much what PM7 tried to do with just a handful of creators, but we were like over 100 creators strong. So we were able to claim all 151 Pokemon shiny in about 16 hours. I literally got slated into this event literally the day before, so I'm like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? So as I was hunting for my target, you know how Pokemon can pop down from the sky, and
yeah.
So in the corner of my screen, there's a little green Tootsie popping down, and I barely notice it. When I do, I'm like, holy shit, that's a shiny Dragonite! So I swing around, got the shiny Dragonite, and I claimed it for the event, so I'm actually in the 151.
Nice.
Yeah, which is actually what these Guinness participation plates are for it. Actually, let's see. The only one that's outdated is this one. No, this one. Most Pokemon collected by an online community, 455. That one's outdated because you and PM7 and the rest of y'all blew that number out of the water. But the other two that are still records are the most Pokemon. The most Poke people in a online community get together for an event. It's 136, and then the original 151 collected in about 16 and a half hours. So we still have those.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. See, it's stuff like that I think it makes it super fun, and like it really gives a sense of community in this atmosphere when you're able to do things like that. And it's no different than what we're doing Showdown.
Exactly. All right. So let's actually finally move on to the Pokemon news, because holy shitballs, the direct on Friday, they gave us a plethora of new stuff. And heck, before even even before the direct, we got yet confirmation of another new Mega Pokemon in the form of Mega Malamar. What are your thoughts on Mega Malamar?
I actually really like the way that they released it. I thought they did a really good and creative job, like kind of building hype. It was kind of similar in vein to what they did with Hawlucha, but honestly, maybe even a little bit better, just as far as like the format and having like the pre-video of like all like these random clips about my friend Malamar, and then all of a sudden we get all that explained with the release, and I think it's really cool how they did it. The design is great. I think it looks awesome. It looks like a fancy pen, like a fancy old timey pen, you know.
I mean, people are comparing it to Mega Mind.
Yes, I know. Oh God, please, trust me. Well, one thing on my channel, as well, is I get compared often to Mega Mind because I have a large head. If you couldn't tell, yes. My chat is also called the Mega Minions. That is what they've claimed for themselves. I don't know if I personally it, but that's what they refer to themselves as. So we do have some fondness of Megamind on our channel, and yes, I have seen the comparisons. I see it, honestly.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's a dark type. It gets a new Mega. It's a Gen 6 mon. I love all these attributes. The only gripe I have with Mega Malamar, the only gripe, is that they focused more on its psychic characteristics than its dark ones. I get that Malamar is made as a hypnotic, psychic, and orientated Pokemon, but they gave like no attributes to its dark characteristics. That's the only gripe I have with it. Other than that, I love every aspect of it.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. They definitely did put an emphasis on psychic. So the other thing that we don't know yet is if any of dual, different typing with it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. So I'll be interested to see. But I do think the design is really cool and the way that they're released too.
Me too. Okay, so another thing that got released is that we're finally getting the distribution of Shiny Miraidon and Koraidon.
Yeah.
Do you think that it was a good move for them to give us the Shiny Legendary opposite of the game you initially bought? Like, let's say, for example, you only bought Scarlet and you want Shiny Koraidon. You only get the code for Shiny Miraidon because it's only being distributed to Scarlet. And if you're playing Violet and you want Shiny Miraidon, you'll get Koraidon instead. Do you think that was a wise move from the Pokemon Company for giving us the opposite Shiny Legendary of people who only bought one or the other game?
I see why they did it, but as far as I think they do it from like an exclusivity standpoint, to still make it rare, like you have to have the game now to be able to get it, kind of thing, offer for limited time. But I think the thing is that's tough is because they're doing it through mystery gifts and not, allowing us to shiny hunt them like in a standard kind of way. It kind of like to me defeats the purpose of the exclusivity. I don't know. So I get what you mean. I play most, but I really want Shiny Koraidon. Luckily I do have both copies of the game, so I will be claiming it. But
me too.
The thing is for those people who don't, it does kind of cause a barrier, and I don't necessarily think it's the fairest. But in turn, what is really the solution to that? Because then if they're just giving away both, that special factor, if they want to put this word special on it, I guess. So that's kind of the back and forth, but I know what you mean, for sure. And I am excited about it though, to get them finally after being shiny locked all this time. So
yep, you and me both. Okay, the next thing we got introduced, Pokemon meets Animal Crossing. Pokopia. What are your thoughts on this brand new? I don't even know what to call this game. I don't know what to call it, but what are your thoughts on it?
I'm actually really excited for Pokopia. I think it's a really good hybrid kind of thing because one, I think at the end of the day, people forget like Pokemon is still geared for like the next generation of kids, and a lot of kids do like these games where you can build upon and like make different things like Minecraft. It's kind of like similar in vein, and even Animal Crossing. So this kind of hybrid game, I'm interested to see where it'll go. I really think Pokopia is going to be a new segue, hopefully. They're doing a lot more spin-off games, which is honestly great. I'm happy to hear that. I would keep them coming, please. So I'm happy about it. I will definitely be playing. I'm a big Animal Crossing fan. Love prizes, fantastic, and it's very similar vibes based upon what I've seen.
Yeah, I haven't really had much thought on it because it's honestly a game that's outside of my playable repertoire because I never really played any of those games, to be brutally honest. But
yeah,
people are also giving the game. I mean, just like how you mentioned earlier, how people are finding things to hate about new things being introduced, they're already finding something to hate about it. But mainly is the Ditto transforming into a human. They're giving it a lot of gripe for that, and only that. Otherwise, I think it's a very good game. But look, I can understand the Rule 34 people in Ditto. I can understand those people. I don't want to, but I do. Ugh.
I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
Don't look it up.
Okay. I get what people are saying though. I mean,
people just don't like the fact that that Ditto transforms into a human. That's really the only gripe about it. But I don't care. I'm not gonna play it.
How else was he supposed to do it, guys? He don't got opposable thumbs. He's built like Jello. Like my man's can't do it on his own. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it would have been fine to like have a character, whatever, like that a new character they introduced, but I think it's kind of different that they made it into a Pokemon. I don't know. It's not something for me that I'm having like a gripe over or anything like that.
Yeah. I'm glad you don't see it that way, because I know there are a bunch of haters on the internet that see it that way, so I'm glad you're one of those people that don't.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move on to the big picture. The big news about Legends EA. Finally, after much speculation and after much debate, we finally got the confirmation that the original Kalos trio of starters get exclusive megas. Yay! But there's a catch.
Yeah, I heard about that. So, I was watching the Nintendo Direct like kind of while I was working. So, just so I'm clear on it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. So, they're kind of like locked behind like the battle mechanic thing. Is that what it is? And it's also so you have to have Nintendo Switch Online to be able to access it. Is that what it is?
It's basically that the Mega Stones are only going to be available as seasonal rewards for the ZA Battle Club, starting with Greninja in Season 1, then it's going to be Delphox in Season 2, and then Chestnut in Season 3. But people are hating this, per se, but at the same time, we don't know exactly what we have to do in the ZA Battle Club to get the Mega Stones. I don't see I can understand it, and I think it's bullshit, but there's a thing with Pokemon that they've been doing since day one. 3 words: pay and play. We pay to play the game. We pay for the games, and we have to play them. We have to play by these certain parameters to get what we want. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So I personally, me personally, I kind of I hate the fact that the Megastones are locked behind this mechanic, but I liked how they're trying to get more people to use a new feature that these games are introducing. That's my take on it.
Right.
What about you?
No, I would agree with that, and I also think like people jump really fast to conclusions too. Like I think we need a little bit more information. I think that the thing is they give us a little bit, at a time, and I understand that people don't want to necessarily be willing to pay those things or whatever, however you want to phrase it. I get it. It's not great to have to pay $70 for a game if you're in America. I know it's more expensive, like even in like Canada, but it's like $70 for the game. Then you have to pay at least $20. I think it's for Nintendo Switch Online for the year. And then on top of that, you also have to now pay for most likely at least a $30+ DLC. So you're paying over $120 overall for the game. That is the truth of what we're dealing with in this day and age. Pokemon is not the only, it's no different than like a Call of Duty or even like, honestly, Fortnite with their in-app purchases and stuff. There's always going to be another way for them to make money. So
exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
That's just my take on it.
So yeah. So out of the 3 megas, which one is your favorite?
Oh, Delphox, hands down.
Well, this is gonna sound extremely contradicting of me, but I actually like Mega Delphox too.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I don't think like all 3 of them. It's like probably carrying.
like Delphox is my least favorite starter, but the Mega is so good. So for me, it's like Delphox, Greninja, and then Chestnut. I've never had affiliation with Chestnut. I've never had much affiliation with it.
Yeah, Chestnut is not personally like one of my favorite Pokemon. Its Mega's not bad though. All 3 of them, to me, the design is good. People have their feelings about the Greninja. I've seen like they were saying it's like super basic and whatever. I think it's cool. It's expanding on the whole Shuriken thing. Like that's literally what it has, a custom move called Water Shuriken. So to me, I feel like it makes sense. So I don't know.
I think it's cool, and of course I'm a huge fan of Greninja because it's my second favorite Pokemon. But I just feel like I feel like as a Mega they could have done something different, in my opinion. It doesn't have to be upside down, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last thing that you talked about a second ago, but we didn't touch upon, is this is actually a first in the history of Pokemon, because Sword and Shield started the DLC trend for the games, but the DLCs were revealed way later after the games were released. This is the first time in Pokemon history where a DLC was actually revealed before the games even launched.
Yeah.
So that's a first. But Mega Dimension, the DLC for the game that's going to focus on Hoopa and the new Mega Evolutions of Raichu X and Raichu Y. And again, Mega's locked behind a DLC.
Yeah.
But what would you like to see, aside from the new Megas? What would you like to see from this Mega Dimension DLC?
I am hoping, this is like my theory on it. So we're gonna kind of we're gonna ignore Scarlet and Violet for a second and kind of skip back to Sword and Shield era. I'm wondering if this is gonna be a DLC that's similar in vein to like a Sword and Shield, where there's a kind of like more story going on. You're gonna get more Megas, right? Because in Sword and Shield DLC, right, we got like the Dynamax Adventures. You could soft reset for legendaries and all this stuff that honestly made the DLC worthwhile. I feel like we're going to be similar in vein, where this DLC being announced so early has to be something good. I think this is where we're going to see maybe more Mega Pokemon, more ways to shiny hunt Pokemon, especially for my fellow shiny legendaries, things like that. You don't know what's gonna come, especially since they did kind of do the teaser with X and Y Raichu. That does make me curious what's gonna be kind of expanded upon in that. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, I'm just curious as to what exactly Hoopa's gonna entail with this, because there's three mythicals for X and Y. We have Diancie, we have Hoopa, and then we have Volcanion. All three of these Pokemon have never been able to been captured, nay or say. So maybe in this DLC we'll finally get to capture these said mythicals, because we got to capture the mythicals for Gen 4 in Legends Arceus. So maybe in this DLC we'll also find a way to finally capture Volcanion, Hoopa, and also Diancie. So maybe we'll finally get to get some more of that. But yes, more Mega Evolutions would definitely be vital, because it's literally called Mega Dimension. But I think because it's called Mega Dimension, it's gonna Hoopa's ring is gonna somehow change Lumio City or transport us to an alternate Lumio City where we don't need Keystones or Mega Stones in order to. Well, actually, we don't need Keystones in order to Mega Evolve our Pokemon. They just as long as they hold the Mega Stone in this Mega Dimension, they can be a Mega no matter what.
Right. Yeah, that'd be cool.
But that's just a fever dream. Let's be honest.
Well, you never know what can happen. That's the thing. I think sometimes in anticipation of a new game, the less you know is the better. And I'm excited. I feel like I'm doing quite a bit. We're about a month out from EA. So not too much longer to wait, and then we'll be able to get all these answers.
Yep, I couldn't agree with you more there. All right, so the last part of the interview is where I like to ask the guests any future goals or plans that you have set forth, either for until the end of the year or possibly in 2026. So if there's anything you want besides going to Worlds next year, if there's anything else you want to spill the beans on, now's your time to.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think my goals honestly are just to start making more content wherever I can. With obviously I still work a day job and all this stuff, so I definitely have a little bit more flexibility. So I plan on, hopefully when 2026, I'm hoping to do more shorts on YouTube, long form videos, more challenges, maybe even collaborating with some more people, and all good things to come. Hopefully more events too, but I'm really proud of what I've accomplished in 2025. Even so far, all the goals I had set out to do, I've surpassed them, so I'm very thankful and grateful. I've built such a great community, and literally streaming and making videos is the highlight of every single one of my days, so I'm just grateful that I'm able to do all of this. So
I tip my hat to you.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.
No problem.
And I'm excited to see what's to come for you too.
Yeah, I talked about this on my stream earlier today, but I'm on the 28th. Me and Chaos 6 are going to conclude our Soul Link, and so we have our final teams. We're going to take on the Victory Road and the Elite Four and the Champion. We're either going to crash and burn or we're going to win. So we'll see about that. But this also marks this is technically kind of a double feature, because it's the finale of the Nuzlocke, but it's also going to be my final stream as the Poké Network. After that, the Poké Network will pretty much cease to exist. I'm going to formally rebrand everywhere, and I just hope that people will accept the change that I'm going to make, because for the last 5.5 years, people have known me as the Poké Network or as Poké Network. So I'm hoping that this change I plan to make is well received and well accepted throughout to the people, not just the Pokemon community, but the people that I've known over the last 5 years. So I hope they, one, see that it's me when I go into their chats, but also they see and they're like, oh man, like this totally fits you. So congratulations on changing who you are, or changing who you are on the platforms.
Yeah. Well, I think if it's feels like the right thing for you, then that's the most important thing. People that support you, of course, are always going to support you. You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean, I guess that's what friendship is for, you know? Like honestly, I hate to put it so plain and simple, but that's the truth. You got to do what's best for you, and I'm happy that you seem happy about this change that you're going to make, and that's exciting. And it's all for positive things. So even though you're closing the chapter on Poké Network, that doesn't mean that the things to come aren't going to be awesome and great too.
Exactly. But yeah, other like stuff that I got planned. Like I said, I'm tempted now to do a DTQ in Ruby with the shiny Trico that I found for Full Out Showdown. So, but the problem is I'm already doing a DTQ in Black 2, and I'm stuck in the sewer still.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I hope to at least try to progress in this as much as I can. But in terms of like other stuff I got planned, I actually want to do another Soul Link in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, but I need to find a new partner because once me and Chaos get done with our project, he has other things to take care of, so I need to find a new partner for this one. So anyone out there who wants to be a Soul Link partner for this bloody nerd in general, hit me up. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing: shiny hunting, nuzlocking, and just trying to be an advocate for mental health and just be an overall interactive nerd.
Awesome. Nah, man, that's great. Keep doing you, brother. You got it.
I appreciate it, Meg. But before we close out this episode, Meg, again, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to sit down with me and let me pick your brain on what makes you the PokeNerd that you are, and letting us in as to how MEGVNgames or MEGVNgames came to be.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thank you for asking me to come on. It was a great time. I'm glad that we got to speak and like actually hang out and stuff. So thank you for the opportunity.
Yep, absolutely no problem. But I need to ask you one more question because this is the rule of thumb. Guest chooses the raid. Where are you sending us?
Oh, absolutely. I think that we should go into our fellow Team GBA and homie / Pookie, Saded Saze, because I love him. He's one of my great friends, and why not? Because he's live. So, for Team GBA!
Ironically, I rated him earlier today, so he's getting a double rate from me then.
Beautiful. That's what we love to see. We support the homies. And, yeah, Saded Saze is a great content creator, guys. If you're not following, you should definitely follow him.
Okay. All right, so if you are subbed to my channel, the Poké Network, you can copy and paste this raid message. If you are not subbed to my channel, you can copy and paste this raid message. Oh wait, hold on. Nerds 2. Copy and paste Nerds 2. The one with the Pokemon ramen. You can copy and paste that one. But all right, I got him slated. I'm starting the raid now. So awesome. Is there a normal outro you like to say for the end of your streams? Like is there like a normal outro you like to say, or do you just like to say, hey, thanks for hanging out, bye bye, or whatnot?
I have a little song that I play, and I just say goodbye to everybody. So thank you again. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the invite, and thank you for letting me be on your channel. Seriously.
No problem. Thank you for being here. But I like to say at the end of the stream, I like to thank you for choosing the back alley as your place to hang out today. Stay safe, stay strong. I'll see you on the next one. Take care, you nerds. But in honor of the true Turbo, I like to remind you guys to stay safe, stay rockin', stay true to yourself. I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks for another episode of pokeNERDS Inc. But for now, from all of us here at pokeNERDS Inc., we thank you for tuning in. And as always,